Hey everyone, welcome to Princess Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we're here with my blind reaction to the Bill Cipher versus Discord death battle. This is a donation reward for Sweet Venom, and is this the first death battle I've done as a donation reward? I think so. I think I might have done a death battle or two once or twice before in the past, probably on my old channels. But I've almost never done these. I've mostly just watched them on my own. But Sweet Venom decided to donate for specifically just this one. Interesting choice, especially for you, Venom. But yeah. So it's obvious why. Bill Cipher from Gravity Falls, Discord from My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. Who would win? So I'm not going to get into all of what I know about the characters because the death battle itself is going to go into that. But I will give two predictions. I will give one prediction right now before we start, and I will give another prediction after I hear all of the science and stuff that they say. And well, I'll more give that second prediction will be more am I reaffirming my prediction or changing it at that point? And then we'll see what actually happens. So, my initial prediction, before I hear all of the feats and how they apply to science and whatnot, my initial prediction is Discord. Because Discord is more, from what I can remember and what I have seen in the shows, Discord is more all-powerful than Bill is. Bill has limits. Bill can do a lot. Don't get me wrong, but he has limits. Discord, from what I remember, doesn't. He can do pretty much anything as long as he wants to. Basically, as long as he finds it funny, he'll do it. And we've seen the amounts of stuff that he's willing to do. And hell, we've seen stuff that lesser characters in that series can do that would also be a hindrance to most, I feel. I don't think off the top of my head that Bill could handle a lot of what Discord can do. But we'll see. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Now, one other thing I want to touch on in regards to how it's going to go is it's a very common thing for a lot of people to bitch about who wins death battles. Because there's a lot of people who, no matter who wins, are going to disagree. And they're going to disagree just because a character they like more lost. And that's what it comes down to most of the time. And the thing is, these death battle results, and the people behind this have said this multiple times, are not about who would win every time, but based on their feats, based on the science, it's about who would win the majority of the times if these characters fought. And it's always implied that it's ignoring all scruples these characters might have. It is a battle to the death. So who would win in a battle to the death between these characters? And it's always based on the science. And honestly, I've never found myself able to disagree with any of their calls, because they've always been backed by, again, the scientific achievements. And they always look at the characters as they are. I feel like the people complaining, again, are doing it just because the character they wanted to win lost. And it's just a personal preference thing. You could put my favorite characters of all time in this, and they could lose, and I wouldn't care, because it's the science would show that why they would lose. It's that wouldn't bother me. It's just people need to stop being so sensitive and touchy about that kind of stuff. It's fictional characters. In the end, who fucking cares? It's not that serious. So yeah. I think that a lot of the people bitching about these kinds of things are just way too invested in fictional shit. And don't get me wrong, I'm invested in fictional shit. Believe me, this shit is in some ways important to me, but if you're that invested to where it's like you're gonna get angry over a stupid little fan video like this, you're a little unhealthily obsessed. Let's be fair here. But we're just gonna get into this and hope for the best. See what this has in store, and get reminded of everything these characters can do. Again, once we finish the analysis portions, I will say whether I'm going to reaffirm my guess, which again is Discord, or if I'm going to change it to Bill. But my initial guess right off the bat is Discord. So let's check this out. But we are going to redirect this just to be safe, because even though it is a video on YouTube, it uses footage and stuff from, actual properties, and probably audio as well. I just want to be safe, I'm not going to risk it. I don't want to risk anything with this channel, so we're redirecting it. Like we do with pretty much every reaction anyway. So, when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the video. So, that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So yeah, I was wrong. I guess there's also, again, a lot of stuff about Bill that was like revealed in like the data books and everything, the journal and all of that stuff. It's like, again, like I said during the reaction, it's like I can't account for that stuff. Just like I honestly can't account for the comic stuff with Discord, because I don't know it. So I guess it's maybe stuff in that kind of put Bill over the top and allowed him to win. Because based on just the feats that we see in the show, I don't know. I felt like Discord felt more all-powerful. But, like I said, I stand by their decision, because they have figured it out based on every little bit of information they could and all the scientific analysis and everything. So, yeah, I have no issue with that whatsoever. I think that they are correct, even if it's not my guess. The death battle itself, the actual battle, was pretty damn good. I like how it went with a bunch of different styles, from puppets to old-timey cartoon style and everything. It was really interesting what they did for that. They put in so much more work than they usually do, and because of that, it felt more interesting, more unique compared to other death battles in the past. Probably took a lot more money to make this one than some of the others. I also want to check something here real quick. I'll mute this just so no audio is heard. I actually want to check the credits here real quick. I actually want to know who did the voices and everything, as well as who did the song. Okay. So Bill Cipher was voiced by John, I'm sorry if I mispronounce this, Potnuade. And Discord was Paul Gaieff. I don't recognize either of those names, but they did a good job, and neither one of them was spot on. It was obvious that neither one of them was spot on. But still. Fluttershy's voice also was Candice K. Though you barely, admittedly, heard her in that, but yeah. Don't recognize that name either. But yeah, the voices were, they weren't spot on. They were definitely different. But they were fair enough for something like this. You don't expect the voices to all be, perfect in something like this. So let me see if I can find the music. Sorry if you hear a bunch of clicking. Here we go. Here's music. Discordant Decipher is the name of the score. Composed and performed by Brandon Yates. Okay, so it's still just Brandon Yates doing it. I guess that's just going to be the comment. I wonder if it was inspired maybe by those kind of sounds. Like I mentioned in there. There's additional vocals by Mr. Goatee and guest instrumentals by Infotron. Yeah, but it sounded kind of a little bit like DA Games. He's done some like video game based music and stuff. So this isn't really kind of his forte. But yeah, just the sound of it was similar, is what I'm saying. Maybe a little Perry Grip style to it as well. But overall, it was just Brandon Yates again. And regarding the next time thing, I don't really know the characters enough to have any skin in that game. One of them I've never even heard of. Like, I don't know what the fuck Prototype even is. But Infamous I've at least heard of, and I've heard the name Cole McGrath before, so that's at least something that I have some familiarity with, even if still barely any. But yeah, this was interesting. I mean, it's a death battle. It's not like there's a lot to discuss, a lot to go over, a lot to analyze and everything. It did all the analysis itself. But yeah, I feel like there was a lot of information that was given like outside of the actual series for both of these characters that influenced how this went. But I could be wrong. Bill still could have won based just on solely televised information. I trust them, like I said. But tell me in the comments below, what did you think of this death battle? Let me know your thoughts, and for now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.